Hi everyone, welcome to Value. So today we're looking at Veru, and there is still not much news on the horizon, but potentially there could be. Like, there is something in the agenda for the European Medicines Agency that they're running for between the 10th to the 13th of October. And if you skip to basically the agenda where it says pre-submission issues 8.2 priority medicines. So, Sabizabulin, which is needed to, help hospitalized patients with COVID. It kind of sounds like it would possibly fit into the priority medicines. Like, no names have kind of been mentioned, as it says here. I will zoom in just so you can get a closer look at what it says. Information related to priority medicines cannot be released at present time as these contain commercially confidential information. So that kind of sounds a little bit like it could possibly include Sabizabulin, and basically, if there is some news on that, it could be positive for Veru. Of course, it could also be negatives. But at least there's potentially could be some information because we know the European Medicines Agency has been considering this for quite a while now, and we're all just eagerly waiting for something to pop up because remember, they were basically asked by Germany to review Sabizabulin, and a review should be something that's kind of quick, right? It shouldn't be something that takes as long as what the FDA is doing. The FDA's kind of requests, we expected that to be quite fast, but it didn't really turn out to be that fast. But we would probably expect the European Medicines Agency to also be quick. We will find out if they're being quick because they have had quite a decent amount of time. So it's possible in the next 1 or 2 days we could hear some news on Veru, if it is included in this priority medicines, because like the biggest question is, have you had enough time? When are they actually going to release some news on it? And potentially this could be some news. It would be good, particularly with the stock price, especially it's continue to be traded back and forth by traders, and the price is just very volatile, and overall just heading towards kind of a lower end rather than anything else. It's at $10.61, and potentially it could go below $10, which we never want to see. But hopefully there's some news and it gets the share price up and going, and really put a rocket under that, because we know any hint of news that there's an approval on the way and things are going to go very, very well. So if you look at the volume traded is 1.8 million for the last trading day, and the average volume is usually 7.8 million. So it tells you that there's not a lot of people buying and selling into in terms of the average volume. Basically, these people are likely mostly kind of traders that are trading the stock in and out much more than we're looking at, say, long-term holders. Usually, when you see people buying on good news, the volume is very, very high. So usually on a stock usually does fall on low volumes, and that's what we're currently seeing. There's low volume, stock is dropping, and that's quite normal. Not ideal, of course. So we'll see if this agenda comes true, that between basically now and the 13th, potentially Veru could be mentioned with the Sabizabulin treatment, and we could get an outcome this week, which would be kind of nice. It would kind of have a conclusion to at least one medical agency, rather than so many ongoing kind of applications that are put through, or are their products being reviewed, and then we're just waiting. We don't actually have any answers months later. So fingers crossed we get a positive answer, and that they actually are talking about Veru when they mean priority medicines. We'll find out very, very soon. If they are mentioned, I'm sure it'll be the talk of the town. Yeah, I thought I would just mention that, considering it was potentially something that could be of interest to anyone holding the stock. Yeah, until then, if you got any questions, post below, or any comments, feel free to just post any comments below as well. Until then, good luck investing, everyone.